Our chief reporter, Kaveh Solokol, has come back on set. Kaveh, oh my goodness. How do you react to that?
Well, look, the first thing you should say is that referees are human beings. They make mistakes like everybody else. They were working there in a very highly pressurised environment, and they made a mistake, and it was a big mistake.
The controversy that unfolded during Arsenal's clash with Sunderland will be remembered not for moments of footballing quality, but for a VAR decision that left the sport's credibility hanging by a thread. On a night where fine margins mattered, Arsenal were denied a clear penalty in circumstances that once again exposed the growing disconnect between technology, officiating, and common sense. From the outset, Arsenal approached the contest with intensity and purpose. They pressed high, circulated the ball with confidence, and forced Sunderland into a deep defensive posture. The Gunners' attacking intent was clear, driven by sharp movement and intelligent positioning, as they looked to assert authority early and dictate the flow of the match. The pivotal moment arrived when Bukayo Saka, electric throughout the evening, surged into the penalty area after gliding past his marker. As he prepared to strike, a Sunderland defender lunged across him, making unmistakable contact with his leg. Saka went down instantly. The challenge was late. The ball was untouched. The foul occurred inside the box. Arsenal appealed in unison. The referee waved play on, prompting disbelief, but there was a collective assumption that VAR would intervene. This was, after all, the very scenario the system was introduced to address. Clear footage, clear contact, and a clear impact on the attacker's movement. Yet VAR remained silent. After a brief check, the decision stood. No penalty. No referral to the monitor. No detailed explanation. Just another moment added to the growing list of decisions that leave supporters questioning whether VAR serves the game or undermines it. The psychological impact on Arsenal was immediate. A penalty would have allowed them to seize control and force Sunderland to chase the game. Instead, the denial handed the visitors renewed belief. Sunderland grew bolder in their challenges, more confident in their defensive approach, and increasingly disruptive to Arsenal's rhythm. For Arsenal, frustration began to seep into their play. Attacks became more urgent, touches slightly heavier, and appeals to the referee more frequent. When players begin to feel justice is elusive, composure becomes harder to maintain, and Sunderland capitalized on that uncertainty. What made the incident particularly damaging was its clarity. This was not a marginal decision. It was not a subjective handball interpretation or a contentious offside line. It was a straightforward foul inside the penalty area. The defender made no attempt to win the ball, instead clipping Saka at full speed. In previous matches, similar challenges have resulted in penalties without hesitation. That inconsistency is what fuels the outrage. Across social media, the reaction was swift and fierce. Fans, pundits, and former professionals dissected the footage frame by frame, with the overwhelming consensus leaning heavily in Arsenal's favour. Comparisons were drawn to penalties awarded elsewhere for significantly less contact, deepening the sense that the rules are not applied evenly. Mikel Arteta's frustration was evident on the touchline. Animated and visibly incensed, he repeatedly gestured toward the officials, struggling to understand how such a decision could be ignored. After the match, his comments were measured but loaded with implication, highlighting the need for higher standards and clearer communication. The silence from VAR officials only intensified the backlash. With no post-match clarification and no accountability, supporters were left to fill the void with speculation and anger. Football thrives on emotion, but it also relies on trust, and moments like this erode both. This incident also reignites a broader debate about the role of technology in football. VAR was introduced to reduce controversy, not to create new layers of confusion. Instead of eliminating debate, it has shifted it from the pitch to a remote control room, where decisions are made without transparency and rarely explained. For Arsenal, the consequences extend beyond one match. In a season where points are precious and momentum fragile, decisions like this can define campaigns. Titles, European qualification, and player morale are influenced by moments judged in seconds but felt for months. As the final whistle blew, the sense of injustice lingered. The football faded into the background, replaced by anger, disbelief, and unanswered questions. Arsenal walked away feeling not just frustrated, but wronged. Until VAR is applied with consistency, courage, and accountability, controversies like this will continue to overshadow the game. And once again, Arsenal find themselves at the center of a debate they never asked to be part of, asking a question that grows louder with every incident: if that wasn't a penalty, then what is?